This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Today we are going to be going over the top 10 card games of all time, according to me. Okay? Nobody else, just me. You know what that means? It really means nothing, but we're going to go over the ones that I really liked, and right now I am enjoying, because I love card games. You play by yourself, you can play with somebody. The uncertainty of what the next card you draw is, I just think is just glorious. But we are definitely going to come up with some that I don't think you may have heard of, and some you may go, well, how come you left this one off? Well, I've got my reasons. At number 10, Aeon's End. This is a very, very good system. And with the Legacy game and some of the other things that they've done, I've really, really enjoyed this particular system. The way you play the cards, and then you don't shuffle them, you turn them over, and you got to try to remember how you had things set up, so you can kind of build a little momentum and cause a little problem. When to buy a card and put it in, when not to buy a card, and maybe break up a really great combination. Great game. Aeon's End at number 10. At number 9, Escape from Dark Castle. Now this game, it's a little more of a dice game, but it's strictly ran by cards. And they also done Escape the Dark Sector, which is another great one. It's kind of hard to put both of them on this list because they are very similar. And which one do I like? Well, I like the dark fantasy one for some reason. I love the sci-fi one too. So it was kind of a toss-up. And either one I put up, I wasn't wrong. But great game. You are going to turn over cards. You're going to have to roll some dice and hopefully match those onto the card. And if you don't, there's going to be penalties. And it's really hard to get all the way through that deck and get out of that castle. But I love it. I think it's just absolutely fantastic. Escape the Dark Castle. At number 8 is a newer game from who else but one of the best companies in the world, Chip Theory Games. Do they have the potential to make a bad game? No, they don't. They really they knock it out of the park and are highly successful and deserve the success and love they have. But this one really caught me by surprise, and it's 20 strong. I have been enjoying this so much. The beauty of the quality of the cards, the dice, and how they play into the game. And it's just one of those unique systems that, for me, I just love so much, and I'm having so much fun playing it. It's strictly a solo game, which is right up my alley, and I love a lot. And it really just does some amazing things. And I highly suggest it. Let's see here. Number 7. You don't want to miss the numbers here. All or Nothing is such a fantastic company. In 1066, Tears of Many Mothers is glorious. The beautiful art, the gameplay, the feel, it has that feel. Playing it solo or playing it against somebody. They've come out with a couple of them that are just absolutely fantastic, that play along this series, and they're just, I'm looking forward to Napoleon, which should be coming soon. It's just one of those games that if you're a war gamer, you don't have to be so much a war gamer as just a gamer, and it has such a historic value, and it really does some magical things. At number 6, another All or Nothing game. It shows you how much Tristan is the master of card games. I really believe that after this list. His games I have loved and enjoyed, and we'll talk more about that. But Veil Wrath, the unbelievable black and white art, which is just so. It has that theme. It gives you a setting. It just does something, and it is so much fun. I enjoyed this game so much. I saw Ricky Royal play it, and I said, I've got to have this. And sure enough, I hunted it down. I overpaid for it. I didn't care. And to this day, it sits, and will never leave this collection, along with a lot of other stuff, it seems. But just a fantastic, wonderful, again, experience. And I talk about having experiences where you can just really get a feel for things and create your own magic and stories. And that's what a lot of these card games do. And, when I say experience, I know I say it about 1,000 times in the video, but the thing is, this is what this does. This is what these games do. They take you away from day-to-day life, and when somebody does something right and you can learn it and then put it on a table and get absorbed in it, it's just very rewarding and wonderful and just works so well. At number 5 is a game that nobody's probably ever heard of, and it is The Last Crusade. It is an old upper deck World War II game where the cards are actually units. You'll have tanks, you'll have infantry, you'll have airplanes, you'll have everything from the World War, the Americans versus the Germans, and then you have a series of buildings, and you're going to be going through, it'll be buildings, or you might be going through a bocage or an open field, and how you react to those different lanes and as you go down them is going to determine how you get blowed up. You're going to be chucking dice and trying to take out other units. You'll have artillery. The neat thing about it is you're going to have a certain amount of supply dice. The Germans start off with a lot of supply in the beginning, but towards the end of the game, it becomes less and less. So it's harder to really put out things, where the Americans are just continually building supply points, and they're able to buy cards out of your hand, and you're setting up defenses, trying not to get your headquarters taken. It is just a fantastic game. One of my favorite World War II games, one of my favorite card games of all time. Obviously, after all these years, it came out in 96, 97, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's going back a bit, but okay, let it go. And just has stayed with me. I have tons of it, and I will never let it go. Number 4. This is a game that I've really grown into. It's the Arkham Horror, the card game. At first, I was kind of like, all right. But I kept on playing it. And I really love it because I continually go to it. The funny thing is, it's almost the kind of the same system as the Lord of the Rings game, which I love high fantasy like that. And Lord of the Rings, hey, count me in no matter what it is. But there's just something about this one, and I tried to make a decision on which one to put on here, and I just seem to really like that the Arkham Horror one, and what it does, and how it just kept developing, and it was just wonderful. It was just a great game. And number 3, this is a game I hadn't played until last year, and thanks to Ignacy, he had sent it to me. I've heard so much about it, and then I played 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 it. I played it solo. I played it against my son, who beat the living bejesus out of me. But 51st State, oh my God, apocalyptic disaster, just gangs, and there's just so many different things that you can play. I am just so shocked that I haven't played as many Portal games as I have. Hiroshima Hex I never played. I played this year and I thought was fantastic. But this one here made such an impression on me that it shot all the way up to number 3 on our list. And 51st State, Ignacy, you're a genius, my man. Great game. At number 2 is a game based on a German role playing game. It is so popular over there that people won't play Dungeons and Dragons over there, which is probably a smart thing with everything going on with Wizards of the Coast. But if you're going to play Aventura or Dark Eye, I'm telling you right now, it's a system that they don't mess with. Beautiful art, great theme, D20 system that is fantastic, and it translated into a card game that they continue to support to today. I have boxes and boxes of it, and I love this game. You can play PvP against each other, or you can do this story where you follow this section, and depending on what happens, changes the story. And you are just going through and you are fighting, and depending on your win and losses or the certain victory conditions, that is going to determine what happens. And whew, it is a wild ride, never tiring. Beautiful, beautiful arts. The weapons are beautifully illustrated. The creatures and the bandits and everything, just it builds this just wonderful theme and experience, and you can get lost in the game. And I played it for years and I love it. It is my number 2 all-time card game. At number 1, it's that All or Nothing again. I just couldn't pick one, so I just said the entire Killforth series. You want to talk about beautiful art and just theme, from Shadows of Killforth to the recent Call of Killforth that you're going to see a video on, I believe, next week at some point. It is just such a beautiful illustrated game, and it plays so well. And it's another one of those, Ricky Royal played it, and then I had to have it. And it just, I enjoy it. It's just one of those things that as you play it, it's so wonderful to play by yourself. It's so wonderful to play with someone. It just does things differently. It's you get so into it. And this recent one with the pirates and stuff like that, oh my God, so good. So good. And they just keep on changing things just enough, and you go, wow, this is even better than the last one. The Killforth series is just a masterpiece. And if you haven't played it, again, you're missing out on something, because Tristan is a genius at making card games, and one of my favorite guys on the planet that has just done so many wonderful things. Please check it out. You won't be disappointed. Some of the things that fell off this list that were on in the Pathfinder, as you play it, yeah, you know, and I played through quite a bit of it. I love it, but it just didn't, you know, it doesn't hold up for some reason. When they redid it, it just kind of died there, and that was kind of heartbreaking. A game I recently played, Gridiron Football, another little masterpiece. I found at Ollie's for $1. You can find it on eBay. Boy, I had one more in my head too. Of card, see, it mustn't have been that important of a card game to make. That's right. It isn't important anymore. And that's Warfighter. What a disappointment what they've done to this game. They destroyed it. It was always a tough read. It was a tough game. It started out with all the greatest intentions, and it has gone sideways. With the recent fantasy, it has totally fallen off my list, and I have so much of it, and I'm so disappointed and heartbroken over it. But I don't know what's going on over there, but hopefully they get the ship righted in it. And when we do this list again sometime in the future, it's back on the list. So there you have it, folks. My top card games of all time. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.